because I am a wimp and a slob, she has given me some Kleenex and given me a plate so I can put it on and let some of it cool. I'll show you how you eat this. Is you cut up a chunk of it. Now normally they would cut up a chunk. Where I am now is on the Peace Memorial Park Island, for lack of a better term, and it's all of this area that I'm panning. It's a large park, in fact. I'm at the Peace Memorial Park. We'll be visiting, or at least looking at, not sure if I'll visit this evening, the Peace Memorial Museum, the cenotaph for the atomic bomb victims, the Hiroshima National Peace Memorial Hall for atomic bomb victims, the monument dedicated to Korea victims and survivors, the atomic bomb memorial mound, and the Peace Bell. There you can see the eternal flame. The cenotaph is this, what looks like a Conestoga wagon graphic. There, of course, a better view across the reflection pool of the eternal flame. And this, which was 130 meters from the epicenter of the bomb, which actually was 600 meters above the earth that exploded. This large building, I believe, is the museum, including this large section here, then the long. Then the companion building on the other end. Here I'm going to pan as much of the Peace Park as I can get, including this beautiful fountain, which goes through several permutations of that. And across these gardens, the museum in the most immediate background, there the cenotaph. And up to the left you can just make out underneath the museum the bomb site. This is a JR bus stop, maybe for tours for JR. At the entrance of this modern building, an old bell. I can only give my interpretation of this statue, but my interpretation would be it's depicting the agony, the futile frustration of a mother to protect her children in both the immediate and long range aftermath of that horrific event. There the fountain cranks on almost full bore. Fountains are somewhat like falls. They have somehow some innate majesty to them and beauty. It's even more dramatic cast with the wind and the blowing and the sun not too long from its setting, shining through that water. Here's the Hiroshima National Peace Memorial Hall for the atomic bomb victims. It's closing right now, but that used to be, I believe, a copper dome, since they said it was green and somewhat the pride of Hiroshima before the bomb. I wonder what residue or residual of the nuclear bomb remains, and what radioactivity, if any. I wonder technically what the nature of the impact on this building was. Was it a concussion? Was it a concussion and fire? Are those pieces of rebar just as they were? Are those twisted metal just as they were twisted? The irony for me of looking at this particular building is that I have a copy of the actual film footage of them dropping the bomb in the plane. So you see them drop the bomb, not the bomb itself, but you see them going through the actions of dropping the bomb from within the plane. And then you see the shudder of the plane when the bomb goes off thousands of feet below. And as that plane races away to avoid the destruction of itself. It's a pile of twisted steel. I wonder if it was a stairwell or something. It appears to be. At the entrance of this modern building, an old bell and a bronze cast modern statue of a person, smaller bell, an almost eerie deja vu photograph. Here, a further potential bit of irony. This looks like it might have been a shrine in its own right at the time of the detonation. This view is taken from the opposite side that we're on right now, but the devastation was nearly total. Look in the distance and you can see how few buildings existed. It's interesting that the avowed purpose of preserving and saving this building was to memorialize the horrific destruction of a nuclear weapon. But doesn't that really miss the point? Isn't it far more fundamental that this represents, as do all such monuments, including the monuments that have a list of all the soldiers who died, of which there are hundreds of thousands of such monuments all over the world? Isn't the purpose of those to say war, violence to solve issues is a human insanity and should be stopped? Here a modern symbolic representation of a 5-level pagoda with bronze birds. I'm guessing this wall plaque depicts the cleaning out of rubble, the searching for people. And I hope that this is a reflection of, or a portrayal of, women working at their sewing machines, creating new garments for those who live. In fact, this is a memorial to the 10,000 students who died during the Second World War, the Japanese students, including 6,000 apparently who died as a direct result of the bomb. And with all due respect, this monument was erected to memorialize the sacrifice of their lives in the defense of their country. With all due respect, just a tad self-serving and disingenuous. Better to say they were sent to slaughter by the aggressive ambitions of Japan's hierarchy. To what extent its civilian population bought into it, same question to be asked of Germany and all nations that are aggressive. Don't know. And I'm hoping that this is a portrayal of the rebirth of a industrial system for Japan, a more peaceful Japan. This monument from the Lions Club also asking for peace. But how many members of the cabal of Germany and Japan were Lions Club members? A modern bull boat that would have made our Native Americans in their day a much easier time. Okay, this is a very useful image. This is, of course, the dome, the A-bomb dome as it's known. This is where we walked. This is where the Peace Park is, all over here. I walked up this bridge down here, and I'm now walking somewhere down along here. Now, how much of this this destruction was a direct result of the bomb versus the indirect result of the bomb in the conflagration of houses made principally of light wood and rice paper? I don't know, and it's only an academic question. It has nothing to do with the real issue here. What's interesting is that you can still see the remnant of trees here and here, and also all throughout here, just the remnants. The temperatures were extremely high. The accompanying document here, interpretive document, suggests that the temperatures at the epicenter here were around 400,000 or 4,000 degrees centigrade, and even 1,800 centigrade within 1,000 meters of that point. There are few who look closely, or even not closely, at this sculpture who cannot get the point. The legs reduced to a couple of stripped bones with no definition. The torso with major portions gone. The arm withered to near stump, and the head recognizable only because it sits atop a torso, presumed to be human. All of this is important to know because it all symbolizes the pain, the suffering, and the destruction of war. But remember, a simple, not even a bomb, a simple device carrying the Ebola or the Lhasa virus might do to a country thousands of times more damage in human life than did the 250,000 that are claimed. Maybe 1,000 is hyperbole, but my point is quantum multiples beyond that. Again, the bomb is not the issue. It should be the focus for the discussion. All these monuments are important to remind us of the fundamental issue. As long as they don't take the place of that issue and become candles burned in guaranteed penitence and forgiveness. No clue what this is for yet. I'm just curious how these pretty flowers will show up in the half-light. What I hadn't noticed before are these small fountains off to the right down at ground level. What were the thoughts of the person who might have been visible through that window? July 6, 1945, when that bomb went off. What were their thoughts for that day?